So today I'm making a strawberry dream cake, and it's really easy, it's really simple. So the first thing you need to do is you need to have a cake, and this is a pretty tall cake, and that's good because I'm going to slice it into layers. So the first thing I'm going to do is just trim off the top, make it flatter, and then I'm going to cut it in half. And this is a warm cake, and it needs to be a little bit warm because we are going to drench it with a simple syrup. So there's this layer, so now we have this middle exposed. So simple syrup is just a 1-to-1 water to sugar ratio. And what I've done is I poured that hot water because you have to bring it to a boil, and that makes it simple syrup. And while it was hot and boiling, I poured it right over some raspberry Zinger tea bags to give me a raspberry Zinger simple syrup. And I'm just going to pour that right onto my cake and let that soak in most of this up. That's why it's called a sponge cake. This is a genoise sponge. It's going to soak it all up. So just let that sit for a second and soak it all in. You can see it making its way down. It's good. And so we're going to let this cool down because we're going to use a whipped cream frosting. And if the cake is warm any little bit, it'll melt right off. So we're going to go ahead and let this cool down and soak up that simple syrup. Okay, so we're going to finish up our strawberry dream cake. And so what I have right here is my cake. I have a little bit of stabilized whipped cream. I'm just going to create a little bit of an area where I can put a filling and it's not going to spill out. So then we have our strawberry. And these are just strawberries that are chopped up and have a teeny tiny little bit of sugar sprinkled on them just to make them nice and juicy looking, and to sweeten them up too. Then go ahead and add your top layer. Then start frosting. Alright, so once you have a nice covering, just go ahead and make some nice designs. Try all sorts of things. Let's do a spin. I've always thought it's a really good idea to let people know what is inside a cake before they get to it. So what I'm going to do is just make a little fan of one single strawberry. Right on top.